Welcome back, Totem Pole Nation. Friday. The grind includes Friday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like Larry Legend, feeling like Jason Tatum with his
I'm
back
feeling
against
like
the
Larry
wall,
Legend.
with his back against the wall in a must win. They're going back to Boston. Coach, as much as you want to see the battle of the big man, I want to throw it back old school, brother. I want to see Lakers, Celtics one more time.
Yeah. You know what? It might not even be up to you. That might have already been decided. Okay. Because, yeah, dude, it's
Oh,
already been written and they have the script. And I think it might not even be up to you. I think this may be something that's already been decided because it's the greatest rivalry of all time. The
all
Lakers
time.
versus the Celtics. All right. And I'm sorry, but I'm siding with the Celtics. I'm from the East Coast. All right. Now, later today, Totem Pole Nation, we will be having an international superstar, worldwide known. He's been in Hollywood movies. He will be running for governor of New York. All right.
This is
His
big time.
career is taking the same path as the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Coach, the Terminator. What are your thoughts on the Terminator in his career as a bodybuilder, then movie star, then the governor?
I mean, you're just talking about, obviously, living the American dream, from going to working out to being, Mr. Olympia to back to all of a sudden you go to Hollywood and you're the Terminator, you're on every single billboard. You are the main man's main man. You are the most important superhero in the world. Kind of like what we have pretty much currently, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He started off as a guy, a son of a world wrestler. And, his thing was going to be, get into the NFL. He played ball at our spot, the U. Big shout out to all our Miami peeps. Coach Mirabel, you're the man. We love you. Absolutely, absolutely. And to see, his dream kind of got crushed. But like he says, man, that was the best thing that ever happened to him.
By
Then
Warren
he got
Sapp.
into
I mean, if you're
then he
going to
got
lose your
into movies.
position, lose your position to Warren Sapp, the Sappinator. Now,
Yeah,
when we played football, Coach Bald, the ball could be 50 yards down the field. And as long as it was a legal block and you hit the guy in the front, there was no penalty. The man that changed that forever for everybody was Warren Sapp. Do you remember that hit that Warren Sapp ended that guy's career?
was it an
Was that a
offensive?
cheap shot?
It was a Green Bay Packer, I believe, right?
Yes.
Look, if the whistle hasn't blown, that's how it was back in the day. If the whistle hadn't blown, it's legal. You know what I mean? As long as it's not, a clip into the back or something like that, it was legal. And if it gets close, if it's a close to the hit to the whistle, you always throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. It wasn't me. That was my flop back in the day. My flop wasn't falling on the ground like a dead fish. My flop was, oh, throw my hands up in the air. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was our kind of flop. There he is.
Had one more tackle officially than Warren Sapp today. But
Oh man, coach just snubbed him, huh?
And the coach came after him. Are we going to? Are they going to? They're going to show it here in a second. This is when Mike Sherman, who I know a guy that coached with Mike Sherman. I'm going to have to get Mike Sherman's phone number, dude.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Sherman, you will be coming on to.
Totem Pole Nation.
Yeah, we're going to get you. Now, this is it right here, ain't
This
it?
is the hit. Yep.
Ooh, it was up top. Watch up top.
Oh, way up top. Okay. Top of the screen.
Man, look at that intensity. Look at that, man.
Show that one more time if you could, Coach.
This is the intensity that Jim Tim brings. This is the intensity. See this? This is Jim Tim type intensity. Look at that. The eyes of an animal. The Jim Tim. Hollywood, that's what he brings. Coach Bald, what are your thoughts right here?
So
Look at this.
You see the arrows.
Woo!
Hey, head on a swivel. Head on a swivel. When you're on the field with, a player of his caliber and a guy that is trying to get every single edge, you know where he is at all times.
Man.
You get
Look
what
at
you
the size of this human. Dude, that's
boom.
Yeah.
Just a heat-seeking missile. Yeah, man, that's what I think it's all about right there. That's good, hard football. Yeah, it was a little away, but hey, man, head on a swivel. Hey, how many times did that guy chop block or hold, or do something, leg whip Warren Sapp that you can't see in the trenches? You don't know if Warren Sapp was in the bottom of a pile and this dude just didn't grab, whatever he could, squeeze it, pinch it. You don't know about that. All you know is what you know.
Bald. We have a black screen here, but I need to get some sunglasses. All right, because Jim Tim, you're not showing up right now for some reason. That's okay. You will come. There he is. There he is. I think those may be the same type of glasses that Coach Bald and the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, wore in Terminator 1. Now, Jim Tim, me and Coach Bald talked when we were all fair. Jim Tim, are you with us? Now, Totem Pole Nation, the world. Jim Tim is a talent that has rarely been seen on this earth. When you think of Jim Tim, I need you to think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I need you to think of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I need you to think of Sylvester Stallone. Jim Tim is a fitness guru. But Jim Tim, you may not know this right now, but you are going to be a star in Hollywood. I see Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson type career for you, and then a future in politics. Coach Bald, what do you think? Don't limit how awesome Jim Tim can become. Coach Bald, what are your ideas and your vision that you can see for Totem Pole Nation and Jim Tim?
From a political standpoint, I'm not really going to get into that, but I could kind of see him, just being a man of the people. Like if we had somebody like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, but was just, completely ripped and could, hack squat 1,000 pounds.
Yes.
That might be your answer, Jim.
I would take Jim Tim any day over Stone Cold.
Somebody.
Stone Cold. You will get ran over by a car again if you want some of Jim Tim.
Coach, somebody needs to clean up those subways. Somebody that can bring it. Somebody that has the mindset, and when you see what he's done from a physical, standpoint, I'm a big believer in you fix the body or you work on the body and the mind is going to follow. You know, you're talking about a guy that can hack squat 1,000 pounds.
Yes.
You know, you're not talking about an average individual. You're talking about a very unique, very low percentage of people.
The elite of the elite.
Yeah,
Jim
most
Tim
people
is
can't
the
even
elite
find that
of
many
the elite.
weights.
He's the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah,
Chuck
exactly.
Norris. It was just stated that Chuck Norris invented Twitter for Coach McNally. Well, Chuck Norris, you have nothing on the one and only Jim Tim. You know, the promo that Jim Tim just put out, Coach Bald. Who would you compare that promo to before I show it?
You know what? I seen that, Coach? I don't believe
I
I've
don't
seen
think
it,
you have,
but
but
I've
I'm getting
seen.
ready to debut it.
Yeah, I've seen some promos of Jim Tim that kind of remind me of you know, when Hogan kind of had his downtrot. You know, they were really pushing Lex Luger, you know,
Ooh,
as the American Dream type deal. And it was somewhere there before, you know, they kind of got they kind of got Luger mixed up in the crowd for a while. But
here he is. This is the promo.
To the second round.
All right, this guy right here, Jim Tim, a coach, a motivator, a fitness guru,
he's an innovator too.
an innovator. All right. When you think of Jim Tim, think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, think of Chuck Norris, think of Arnold Sylvester Stallone. This is Jim Tim's message to America, to the world.
Good morning, everyone. My name is James Tim. I'm running for Muscle and Fitness magazine. I recently advanced to the second round of the Muscle and Fitness magazine. Good morning, everyone. My name is James Tim. I'm running for Muscle and Fitness magazine. I recently advanced to the second round of the Muscle and Fitness magazine contest. I'm looking for your votes. I need to get into the top 16 now, which I made the top 10 last round. Let's get after it. Please vote and share as many opportunities I can get, because I want to do this together with all of you and give back. All I'm asking for is a chance. We must believe. Let's get after it.
Man.
Good
Now
morning,
that-
everyone. My name is James Tim. I'm running for...
That's motivation, Coach.
Yeah.
Now, Mother Teresa, Johnny Cash, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey. Those are the type of people that give back. Mother Teresa gave all of her money from winning the Presidential Medal of Honor and the Nobel Peace Prize to the poor. Jim Tim is on that same level. All right, Jim Tim is the future of broadcast media in this country. Coach Bald, after listening to that promo, are you motivated to go through your day?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, that is good stuff right there. He's going to crush it. And, you know, he's been a guy that's been successful at every level that he's been at. You know what I mean? So I think it's just whatever door he wants to knock on, whatever door he wants to build, or whatever door he wants to, run right through, man. It's all up to him, you know, with all his football knowledge and coaching knowledge.
Yes.
He knows the pedigree.
Yes.
He knows how to get better. And I don't see why he couldn't be on the big screen, you know, whether it was in pro wrestling or what. You know?
I mean, a leader.
Yeah.
Tom Osborne, Tommy Tuberville. I mean, they are all, former coaches that have gone into politics. Now, I want to show this clip because this guy is also from New York. He's from New York City. And from what I hear, Jim, this guy's got a problem with you, and I'm not going to stand it for it. All right. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is what's going to happen to Beetlejuice if you want some of Jim Tim. Take a look at this, Jim.
Beetlejuice, what's up?
Snap nut.
What'd you call me?
Snap nut.
You know who you're talking to?
Yeah, you. Snap nut.
That's right.
Wow.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, Beetlejuice. You know, we're going to go up there. We're going to go see Howard. Howard, I've always been a fan of yours. But if Beetlejuice has a problem with Jim Tim, he's got a problem with Totem Pole Nation. Now, I know you had some technical difficulties.
Sorry about that.
Jim, that's okay, buddy.
Coach,
Now,
do we got
look,
the comments cut off? Because I'm not seeing any.
you're not seeing any comments. What is going on? We're not getting any comments today. Maybe Beetlejuice has sabotaged us. Now, Jim Tim, I was talking to Coach Bald, and I watched your promo. And after watching that promo, I envisioned Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right? Because Arnold Schwarzenegger had a career in fitness. Then he moved on to the big screen. Then he became the governor. I see the same thing for Jim Tim. All right. Coach Bald, what do you envision when you think of Jim Tim and you think of that promo and the networking ability he has and the motivational abilities?
You know, I'll just tell you this. I just saw a clip the other day, and it was some people in the subway, and it was this guy just yelling at this lady on a full subway. And then I don't know what she said back to him, but he just smacked her. And everybody that was surrounding did not do one thing.
Ooh.
I believe if James Tim was on that subway, things would not have gone like that for one bit. And that's the type of leadership that we need, you know, in that area specifically, but in this country completely.
I'm going to say it right now. Now, Coach Bald does not want to get into politics, okay? Jim Tim, 2024. Is that when the next election is? Totem Pole Nation is going to start it. Jim Tim for 2024. Jim Tim. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Sky's the limit.
We see it. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Where's the glasses? We need the glasses, Coach Tim. Jim Tim, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, the Governor. That's who we envision you being, Jim Tim.
The power of positivity. The power of positivity. You bring that to the table. But, Jim, hey, we know your schedule is busy. You know, you working out around the clock trying to get this thing done. Talk to us, man. We got your time. Please talk to us. Let us know what's in your heart and how you're feeling right now.
Well, basically, I got to the next round, fellas. Now I have to get into the top 16. I got past the top 20. Now I have to get the votes to get the top 16. So I got to work a little bit harder. I got to crank up the volume. I got to crank up the positivity. I got to crank up everything I got. And I appreciate everything everybody else has done for me. And it's going to pay off when the votes come in and the last man standing. I will be the last man standing, period.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Now, Jim Tim, there are rumors going around that you have rented a place out there somewhere in New York, just like Rocky did in Russia, to train. Is that true? Are you training like Rocky did for Drago?
I train for anybody, anywhere, anytime. I take on all challengers. Woo! I don't care. I do not care who you are. I don't even care if it's Coach Hutchinson. I'll out-train him. Bring it.
Look, we're thinking bigger. All right? Dwayne.
Oh, you want bigger? Good, fine.
Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's who I think, Jim Tim. That's the type of career path that you're headed on. And if Dwayne The Rock Johnson, did you see that locker room, Coach Bald? Coach Tim, did you see that locker room? Now, Coach Bald, I think that Jim Tim would even put a better locker room in at East Stroudsburg University if he had the same ability to do it like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Coach Bald,
if I got that kind of equipment and that kind of stuff in there, the sky's the limit. Every option's open to me.
Amen. And we know that you're going to do it. Now, Jim Tim, we need to see more promos. All right. I think you need to start calling some of these people out on social media, such as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, such as Deion Sanders. Coach Tim, do you know how to make videos and post them on Twitter?
I know how to make videos, but every time I try and post it on the video, basically it comes up with a little blue line that says learn more.
Okay. Well,
It doesn't allow me to post.
Coach Bald, if Jim Tim sends me the promos that he makes to these various famous people, will Totem Pole Nation Twitter tag those people and get that information out?
I think we have to. And, it's the thing with this whole deal. I don't think we're on an even, playing field. I think you got guys that are on some substances. And then, we know Jim Tim, he is not. You know what I mean? He's a natty. He's a
Prayers and
natty.
vitamins.
Exactly, man.
Hulk Hogan had a terrible career in Hollywood. I don't even know why they gave him the name Hollywood Hogan. It should
That's
be
because from the NWO. That's where he got that name from.
Hollywood Tim.
No.
If Jim Tim had the opportunity to go to Hollywood, he would make much better movies than Hulk Hogan made. Can y'all even name a movie that he was in, Coach Bald?
Oh, I can think of one.
Only the Rocky one.
Okay, the Rocky, Jim Tim.
No Holds Barred with Zeus.
But was he a main character in No Holds Barred?
Yes.
Do you want old school?
Script something.
Yes, I want old school.
Do you remember The Nanny?
The Nanny.
Yeah, he babysitted some kid back in the day when he had longer hair.
Yeah, I don't remember that, Jim Tim, but you would be much better.
I remember that was one of his.
And Miss Doubtfire type. I'm talking about an Academy Award winning actor is what we have here. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't act. He could not act. Hulk Hogan could not. Jim Tim can. All right, Jim Tim, we are pushing you. We're pushing you to win this competition. We're pushing you to the big screen. An influencer, Coach Bald. Jim Tim's an influencer. Who would you compare him to as an influencer? What type of push does he have in the realm of social media?
It's kind of a throwback. These younger kids aren't going to know who this is, but they should. And it's one of his mentors, and that would be C.T. Fletcher. To me, he's just a light-skinned C.T. Fletcher from the East Coast, the Beast Coast. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm thinking. And the sky's the limit. And that was the thing, man, with C.T. Fletcher. I believe his dad was a preacher. And his dad, when he wasn't on stage, he was nothing like what you saw on stage. He was a different person, and he used to really pound on him and, beat the brakes off of him, and sometimes just for no reason. You know what I mean? And for CT to, to do what he did and become who he is, sometimes, the best people in the world come from the worst places.
Ooh.
And some of the worst people in the world are, born and bred with a silver spoon and a gold platter, and they just take the wrong path. So that's where I'm thinking, man.
How does that make you feel, Jim, to be compared to your mentor, your friend, C.T. Fletcher?
How does it make me feel? It feels like such an honor because he's given me so much. He's given me the motivation. He's given me the hope, the drive, the desire to be in this industry because I enjoy it so much, and I can give back to the people who gave me an opportunity day in and day out. The blood, the sweat, and the tears. With no excuses.
Go vote for Jim Tim. It's in the comments. And Coach Bald said, I'm feeling like Larry Legend. Man, I'm feeling like that picture of Lawrence Taylor that I posted with all the gold chains and the sunglasses. Jim Tim, who are you feeling like? Does Jim Tim feel like anybody other than Jim Tim?
I'm the original James Tim.
The original James Tim. James Tim, have you ever been called Jim Tim before coming on and being a part of Totem Pole Nation?
Yeah. One of my former coaches called me that.
Which coach was that? Not the guy that went to prison.
Denny Dowds
Okay,
from
good.
East Stroudsburg. Yep.
Denny Dowds is a good man, just like Jim Tim is a great man. Okay? Great man. He cares about people. He's a very strong Christian. He's not scared to share his faith. Oh, we have a question here. All right. From Melissa in New Jersey. Jim Tim,
Mhm.
what has been the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome?
Ooh.
Thank you.
Well, basically, been sent to the hospital when I was growing up, day in and day out by the society who rejected me from all the way from middle school to college to now. I've been abused. I've been either mentally, physically abused by different people. But I just look at it this way. You can talk all you want. You're jealous. You're envious of me. You know what? You're never going to stop me. You might knock me down. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. You can knock me down day in and day out. I've been to this hospital many times for many injuries. Go for it. Bring it on. I don't care. I'll keep training. I'll keep busting my butt to help people out. I do not care.
So, bullying. You have been a victim of bullying. I have fought against bullying. Okay, because bullies are soft. I used to think bullies were tough. They're not. Bullies are soft. Bullies are punks. Bullies are weak. All right. Do you know? I saw it yesterday. There were some kids that was from another school, and they were at a school bus. And I heard the kid saying stuff to another kid that walked by the bus. And I looked at the kid and I said, dude, that's not cool. And he immediately stopped. Coach Bald, did you know the number one way to stop bullying is that a peer makes that person aware that what they're doing is not cool? It is not right. Coach Bald, did you know that?
I like that. Yeah, I agree with that, and it is, man. I think the thing that a lot of people don't realize about me, when I was younger, is maybe I have some people that would think that I was, maybe bullying them. But you know what? I didn't discriminate. I would laugh and joke and pick at everybody,
Yeah.
So I didn't discriminate, that's just kind of what we did. You know what I mean? It was all in fun. There was never anything, behind it that was, trying to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? And
Are you apologizing? Are you apologizing, Coach Bald?
I'm apologizing for absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's who I was. Like I will joke, I will pick. That's what you do. Yeah. And the thing is as a guy that, has worked blue collar jobs his whole life, that is how you get through a lot of times, is joking with each other, playing with each other, having a good time. I like the wisdom. I like some of the smart comebacks, it's just good. That's good stuff, man. It's good to sit there and joke with one another, have a good time. At the end of the day, man, it's a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can, and the thing about Jim Tim, I just want to say this too, man. It is hard to beat somebody that will never, ever quit.
Just like Rocky Balboa.
that's what I get. That's what I get, from this awesome podcast that we're having on this amazing Friday. And yeah, man, you finished top 10. I don't see why you wouldn't finish in the top 16. You know what I mean? Let's
I
keep this
gotta
stuff
keep. I
going.
gotta keep.
You already got one vote. You already got one vote, big man.
I
And it's for
gotta. I
Coach
gotta
Ball,
keep
man.
pushing though. I
I'm
can't
Absolutely.
take
motivated.
anything for granted. Gotta keep
I'm
improving.
motivated. Today, I think we need a promo made to Kurt Angle. And I think you need to speak from your heart, Jim Tim, and tell Kurt Angle exactly how much he motivated you through those tough times. What did Kurt Angle do for you? Because I could see you becoming a polarizing figure like Kurt Angle. You already are. Like someone told me the other day, where did you come from, Coach Taylor? You're an overnight success with this clinic. And I said, no, I'm not. Overnight successes don't occur overnight. I've been this person for over 20 years, actually 44 years. Coach Jim Tim, what did Kurt Angle mean to you growing up and being a mentor and a role model?
Well, this is a shout out to Kurt Angle. Let me tell you something. Look how much you've done in your career. A broken freaking neck. Look what you have overcome with all the drug addictions you've done. Compared to me, I've been beat up. I've been sent to the hospital. I've been judged. I've been doing whatever it took. But guess what? You showed me something different. You showed me to be the best, you have to be greater than the best. If you want to be elite, then be elite. Go higher. Keep striving. Don't stop.
That's the motivation we need, Coach Bald. That's
Be
what this
elite.
show is all about.
Be
Life
elite.
lessons.
Oof.
Be elite. The elite of the elite. Coach Urban Meyer, he was big into that. The elite. The elite. He will be back. He will be coaching. Oh, yes, he will. Just wait. Just wait. Urban Meyer will be back. And everyone else in that conference that he goes to, they'll be running out of there. Focus on you, Coach Bald. That's the title of today's podcast. Probably one of my favorite podcasts we've ever done because it's just great when you're the low man on the totem pole to be in the presence of greatness like Jim Tim. Coach Bald, focus on you. What does that mean to you?
Amen. Sometimes you just have to, dial it down, dial it back, and look at the big picture. And, so many times people want to take care of this person and help this person out. And sometimes when you're doing that, you just spread yourself too thin and, your whole world is crumbling, but you're hiding that by trying to help and trying to fix everybody else's problems. And you tend to neglect the most important problem, and that's yourself. And that's why, I love what Jim Tim is doing because, I believe he is his biggest, he is the most important client to himself, and as you see, he's a physical specimen. Why would you not listen to him about muscle and fitness?
Amen.
I mean, the guy is a rock. You know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
1,000 pounds on the hack squat. Look at those guns. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about right there. That is inspiring, motivational. That's who we need on the cover,
Jim
my
Tim.
brother. So focus on yourself, and you can have those kind of guns, those kind of pipes. You can live that kind of lifestyle.
Jim Tim.
You can eat pretty much what you want, too. So if you train hard, you can eat what you want.
Wow.
Have you ever, Jim Tim, have you ever not had the physique like Paul Orndorff that you have now? Have you always been ripped? Have you always been shredded? Have you always been able to hack squat 1,000 pounds?
Great question.
Well, basically, I started that when I was probably when I was in my teenage years. I worked up from 600 pounds, and I kept going until I could do between 8 and 10 reps. After I got 8, 10 reps, I moved up.
Did
Savage.
the lifting weights help build your self-confidence and to be able to stand up against bullies?
The weights don't make judgments. The weights dictate the judgment. If you have a bad day, they give it to you. If you have a good day, they perform for you.
Man, that needs to be written down. That needs to be a sign hung on every gym and weight room in the country. Jim Tim. Now, Jim Tim, I gave you the name early of Coach Cyborg, and that name kind of went to the wayside. What would the nickname be for Jim Tim, the fitness guru? I mean, I could see like a Jack LaLanne type figure. I could see you getting the torch from Coach McNally, and in 50 years, you've still been able to do 20 pull-ups. All right. Becoming a Hollywood superstar, then going into politics, becoming the governor of New York City. New York. Yeah. The governor, the governator.
Oof.
What
They need it.
nickname?
Yes.
I think it's the great one, isn't it? Jim, the great one. Tim, is that?
No, I'm not stealing The Rock's gimmick. No, he earned that. He earned that.
Who?
The Rock. The great one is The Rock.
Well, I'm sorry, but Jim Tim, you are on the same level as The Rock.
Oh, no.
Right.
I still have a lot of work to do before I even get there.
Well, that's because you're very humble.
Yeah.
You're very humble. All right. So, Jim Tim, what is the nickname that Jim Tim goes by? I thought it was the great one. It's not.
I don't really have any nickname. I just go by James Tim. The original
Big
James
game
Tim.
James. Big game James.
Ooh,
Like
big game
James
James.
Worthy.
Focus
Big
on you, Jim Tim. What do you have to say? Focus on you. And then we know you got to go. You have a busy schedule. So we'll let you go after this, Jim, and then Coach Bald will send us out. What's your last thing you want to say to Totem Pole Nation before you start your workout, your day? You know, you work out 4 times a day. So
Actually, it's only 3.
only 3.
Only
3
3.
times a day. You can't be Jim Tim, just like you can't be Chuck Norris. All right, Jim Tim. Focus on you. What does that mean to you?
Focus on you? Well, there are times when you have to, when basically everything is against you and basically you have to give it everything you have. Your back's against the wall. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to find that way out. That little space where nobody else wants to go.
Amen.
And then you focus on you and you push through it with no
Amen.
excuse.
Jim Tim, thank you for coming on. Coach Ball, anything else you want to say to Jim before he has to go and work out again? He already worked out once today. This is the second one.
That's the thing, you know, most people eat 3 times a day. This warrior right here works out 3 times a day. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen.
Jocko Willink.
That's kind of dedication that it takes, you know, to get to where you want to go. You got to do stuff you've never done.
Who
Congrats,
motivates
my man.
Jocko
I'm proud of
Willink?
you.
Who
Probably
motivates
Jim.
Jocko Willink?
Probably Jim Tim. Yeah.
Jim Tim motivates Jocko Willink.
Thanks for
Jim
joining
Tim,
us,
thank
my
you,
brother.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
You're the best.
Wow.
Man,
Holy cow.
it's very rare
Phew.
that you get to be in the presence of greatness.
Wow. You
I
nailed
mean, a
that.
guy that other people study. Coach Bald, what do you think about Cultivate Wellness and Saint Pete Rejuvenate?
Oh, what amazing companies, both of them. They're helping to change lives. They're helping to better your lives. And there's so many different ways that they can do it. It's unbelievable. Check out both websites. The chews, the oils, the roll-ons are so amazing there at Cultivate Wellness. Check them out. And as far as St. Pete Rejuvenate, do the same thing. Check out the website, call them, text them. Health is wealth these days more than anything. I know this weekend is a busy week there at St. Pete Rejuvenate. I know we have some people that are going to a wedding. They're getting the IV hydration, so big kudos to them. We have somebody that is also doing the ketamine infusions. They're going to be on their second round of the ketamine infusions, which is a huge, huge deal. They're seeing life-changing they're seeing life-changing progress as we speak. So that is huge. And the Ozempic shots, the weight loss, it's amazing. We've had people, already lose over 20 pounds plus. We've got a couple people dropping 10, in a month. So it's been very inspiring. But the last thing I want to say here, Totem Pole Nation, is a huge happy Mother's Day to all the amazing women out there that have, done their best to raise us to who we are and to guide us and to always be that shining light, no matter how dark it ever gets. So big kudos to all the moms out there. We love you guys here at Totem Pole Nation. We wouldn't be here without all the moms.
Amen. Great
Coach
show,
Taylor,
Coach Bald.
anything else?
Coach Bald, how do you feel, Coach Bald, after that show?
Man, I'm a little winded right now because I'm excited. I think I'm going to go take a cold shower just to kind of dial it down and to, just get the intensity and how fired up I am for this weekend and what all is going on. That was a truly inspiring, amazing podcast, man. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll look back and Jim Tim will be a rock star and we'll be like, man, I can't believe we had this guy
He will
on.
still be the low man on the – well, I'll still be the low man on the totem pole. Coach Bald will be right there. All right, yeah. I'm the low man on the totem pole, baby.
All right.
Mr. Totem Pole to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Totem Pole Nation, we love you guys. To the next episode.